Alrighty, for this week we're going to be working in Chapter 2 of the textbook, and we're going to make some modifications to a few different files here, but I'm just going to start you off with the first one here so that way we're all on the same page and you're fully clear on what I want you doing. The book references you opening up a text editor often, and fortunately you don't have to do that because you're using the Visual Studio Code, so it makes it nice and easy. So anytime it references, it says, hey, you need to use some kind of text editor for this, it's really referencing this because you're already going to have it. So let's go ahead and open up this week's work. So I want to go to Open Folder. It's going to be in the student data files, which you should have on your computer. Open up the chapter folder. Whoops, looks like I was already kind of there. Navigate to the Chapter 2 folder, and then the actual chapter work. When you just have to click on it once, you don't have to open up the whole thing. I guess you could if you wanted to, but essentially I'm just going to select that chapter folder. From here, here's where you see all of our files and also all of our code that shows up here on the left. You can always resize this, by the way, move this over if this doesn't quite fit. And I've been tinkering around with this so you could see before I started my video here. So we got some code here. First thing it wants you to do is talking about just opening it up and taking a look at the estimate.html file, and it wants you to put your name in the very top. So that would be right up here, which is where I put mine in there. You could put yours wherever you choose. Totally up to you. Then the next thing it asks you to do is it asks you to go through and tinker around with the fs.js file. And that fs.js file, quite obviously, is a JavaScript file. So when you go to edit that file, all you have to do is click on it. That brings it up, and one of the things it talks about is putting your name in there, so I've already done that. And then it's got a bunch of things for resetting the form. So I've taken the liberty of gone through and entered all this code just to make sure that this function actually does work. And it does, so this is the start. So once you go through and you're going to add this whole chunk of code here. Now I can tell you the way I did it was I kind of cheated. So when I typed in the function reset form, blah blah blah, and then when I went through that, I just typed it up in a little notepad program, and I typed it up like this. So I've got function reset form, the document.get ID, and then once you have that, just copy it. Then when you go in and you paste it, then that first one's done. Looks great. Then when you do the second one, you just paste it in. You change what's inside the quotes here. In this case, it's not photognum anymore, it's photogers. So, and then the value is obviously not going to be 1 because that was for the last one, so then we'll put a 2 in here. And then just go down like that. And what you'll find is when you have to repeat code like this, oftentimes this really cuts down on your errors that you make. And it also gives you an opportunity to take a look and be like, okay, well, I know that this is controlling this. This particular one's not a value, by the way. This one's looking for something else. This one's actually looking for checked, whether it's true or false. And then so ones can't be an answer for that, so we have to change this because checked it's not a value, it's not a number. So in this case it's going to be false according to the book here. And then when I get ready to do the next line, we're going to be doing the same thing, and this time it's reprod writes. And then this one is going to be a checked also, and this is also going to be a false. So we'll select this in here. And then we change this to a false. Now I could have also just copied and pasted that last line, and made this go even faster, but I didn't. And then this last one here is distance, so we're going to change that. And this time it's a value, but this time it's going to be set for 0. So once you have this, then you go and save the file. Well, once you've saved the file, you should be able to go to your browser. In this case, I'm using Opera from my browser. So I'm going to go to the browser here, and then I need to scroll over a little bit. And then here's where you go through and you run your code, and you may have to reset it and then check the boxes, etc., to make sure that everything occurs as it does. So when you go through, like I said, don't be afraid to use multiple programs at the same time. You kind of have to for this to work correctly. So take your time, use the tools that I've shown you here, and hopefully it doesn't give you any trouble.